Staying informed shouldn't feel like a chore.
Definitely not. You want the important stuff quick.
So today, we're diving into something that's really changing how we understand local law enforcement activities. The increasing use of encrypted radio communications by police.
Yeah, it's a big one.
We've gathered info from places like RockfordScanner.com, the NAACP, WBEZ Chicago, even FISIOF.org on the tech side to really, unpack this.
Get the different perspectives.
Exactly. And the big question we're tackling is, how does encrypting police radio affect that critical balance between security and transparency and public safety?
It's a major shift because historically, those open police radio channels, they offered a kind of direct line of sight into operations.
Right, real-time access.
Yeah, and that transparency, it let the media and the public monitor things. It's been seen as like a cornerstone of accountability. Now, the NAACP points out a key concern here. Encrypting these comms, it basically closes that public window. They worry this lack of scrutiny could erode public trust, that open access was a check,
Exactly. And it's not just about general oversight. Think about the media's role here. WBEZ covered that coalition of news outlets in Chicago. They were really worried about getting delayed access to encrypted communications.
That delay is crucial.
It is. Their argument is pretty compelling. If critical info about, say, an active shooter or a major incident is held back, how does that impact public safety? Timely reporting helps people stay safe. A delay could, have real consequences.
And it gets even more complex. What's really interesting, and this came up in reports from phys.org and comments from some police chiefs, are the unexpected operational problems.
Oh, like what?
Well, there are actual cases where emergency agencies had to turn off encryption during joint responses.
Turn it off. Why?
Because their encrypted systems couldn't talk to neighboring department systems seamlessly. Imagine police needing to coordinate with fire or EMS in a crisis.
Right, and their encrypted radios aren't compatible. That can lead to, dangerous delays and confusion.
Wow. So enhancing security in one place could actually create vulnerabilities in the broader emergency response.
Potentially, yeah. It shows how interconnected everything is.
That's a huge point. It feels like the measure meant to boost security might sometimes undermine the collaboration needed for public safety.
Exactly. So, look, the reasons for encryption, protecting sensitive victim information, tactical details, officer safety, those are legitimate concerns.
Of course.
But as the NAACP highlights, you've got to balance that security need with the public's right to transparency. It can't just be one or the other.
So what are the potential solutions? Are there ways to bridge this gap?
Well, the sources we looked at mentioned a few ideas, things like providing timely access to certain types of communications, maybe not everything live, but quickly after.
Having really clear public criteria for when encryption is actually used, not just blanket encryption, and importantly, involving the community, getting stakeholders involved in these decisions.
Yeah, makes sense.
Engaging people.
Which sort of connects to an interesting bit from RockfordScanner.com.
Yeah.
They mentioned their narrators are actually AI.
AI narrators for scanner traffic.
Yeah. It's just a small detail, but it kind of highlights how technology is changing the whole information landscape around law enforcement anyway. The way people even get updates is evolving. Encryption is just one, albeit significant, part of that wider shift.
So putting it all together, this move towards police radio encryption. Sure, it aims for security.
Right.
But it clearly has these ripple effects. It impacts transparency, which could affect public trust. It changes how the media operates. And it can even create these practical communication hurdles between different emergency services.
It's a knotty problem for sure. Lots of competing valid interests.
Which leaves us and you, our listeners, with a key question to think about. Facing all these complexities, what kind of innovative solutions could actually bridge that gap? How can we meet the need for secure communication and satisfy the public's expectation for transparency and accountability in policing?
Yeah, considering all those different stakeholders, the public, media, police, other responders, what creative approaches might work? Something to definitely mull over.